Morning.
Good morning, Jim.
How are you?
Doing good, sir. How you doing?
Okay. Three participants.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Craig and Jeff to get in, so I put them in too.
You the host?
Right now, yeah.
Big responsibility.
I wanna be a billionaire, so freaking bad. Buy all of the things I never had. I wanna be on the cover of Forbes magazine, smiling next to Oprah and the Queen. Oh, every time I close my eyes, I see my name in shining lights. Yeah, a different city every night. Oh, I swear the world better prepare for when I'm a billionaire. Yeah, I would have a show like Oprah. I would be the host of Everyday Christmas. Give track of your wish list. I'd probably pull an Angelina and Brad Pitt and adopt a bunch of babies that ain't never had shit. Give away a few Mercedes like, here, lady, have this. And last but not least, grant somebody their last wish. It's been a couple months that I've been single, so you can call me Travis Claus minus the ho-ho. Get it? I'll probably visit where Katrina hit. And damn sure do a lot more than FEMA did. Yeah, can't forget about me, stupid. Everywhere I go, I'ma have my own theme music. Every time I close my eyes, what you see, I see my name in shining lights. Alright, a different city every night. I swear, the world better prepare for when I'm a billionaire. When I'm a billionaire, I'll be playing basketball with the president, dunking on his delegates. Then I compliment him on his political etiquette. Toss a couple million, the air just for the heck of it. But keep the 540 tens and bins completely separate. Yeah, I'll be in a whole new tax bracket. We in recession, but let me take a crack at it. I'll probably take whatever's left and just split it up. So everybody that I love can have a couple bucks. And not a single tummy around me would know what hungry was and good sleeping soundly. I know we all have a similar dream. Go in your pocket, pull out your wallet, put it in the air and sing. I wanna be a billionaire, so freaking bad. Buy all of the things I never had. I wanna be on the cover of Forbes magazine, smiling next to Oprah and the Queen. Oh, every time I close my eyes, what you see, I see my name in shining lights. Yeah, a different city every night. I swear the world better prepare for when I'm a a billionaire so freaking bad.
Hey, hey, what's going on?
What a great song. That works. How's my sound, Jeff?
Sounds good.
All right, all right. Dad, that's quite a beard you got sporting there.
I can take it off right away. It's a clip on.
I got to turn my volume down here. Okay. All right. So we got a unique opportunity here. We got a week of Thanksgiving. And my thought today was Dad sent out an article yesterday that was about gratitude. And it was really good. Did you send that to the whole team, Dad, or did you just send it to the beaches?
I send it to everybody.
Well, I'll take a venture that most people didn't listen to, didn't read it. Or maybe it's just
It's kind of interesting. The last, the 5 points at the bottom of it. So
Dad,
if
your volume is really loud. Can you?
Okay, let me work on it.
Wow, that's something.
I don't hear that.
You don't hear it? There's a humming in the background.
I hear it too.
Okay. It's better now. Now say something.
Now you're muted.
Might be my air conditioner. I'm gonna mute myself again, see if it goes away.
Yeah, it's just your volume is really loud. When you talk, does it blast you too, Jeff?
No, the volume's not loud. I think it's just the buzz situation there.
Huh. Okay. Well, anyway, we'll deal with it.
It's a little early in the morning for a buzz, but I'll get rid of it.
Training. Find that. 5 points. Let's see. Let's just start this off. You know that being graceful enhances your mood and makes you feel genuinely happy. Expressing gratitude causes our brains to release dopamine and serotonin, the two critical neurotransmitters responsible for our emotions. They make us feel good. So I thought alcohol was for. Number 2, you recognize how incredibly lucky you are on both a personal and professional basis. And you take the time to feel and express thankfulness and appreciation. Is it my sound doing that? Weird. No. Number 3. Well, let's talk about these as we go. I'm having a hard time because I can't see the screen. I can't see you guys as I'm reading this. Number 3, as a leader, you understand the power of encouraging your team to be grateful. You know that being thankful and appreciative improves the relational well-being for both individuals and the overall group. What has been the saying at the top of my sales meeting agenda since the pandemic started? We are blessed. Number 4, you invest in relationships. As my dear friend Joe Polish says, time is not money. Relationships are money. You have to develop and nurture your relationships. Every day, you try to be as useful as possible to those around you. And in your leadership role, you focus on what positive results you can create for others. Boy, that sounds like Jeff's words when he says we have to connect, right? And then number 5, you have created daily routines that allow you to reflect on how lucky and thankful you are. And you share those reflections with others in your life in the way that brings you joy and uplifts those around you. That's it. So I thought that was a pretty good topic for today as we head into Thanksgiving. So what does that mean to you, Brother Jeff? Because you embody a lot of those thoughts.
Well, I think we are thankful to have that white bearded gentleman here today.
Yeah.
Showed a lot of gratefulness and thankfulness to us. And to us, I mean, not just us as kids, but to us as a collective company.
Yep.
And it's the secret. It's the thoughts become things. Right. And what we've done, I mean, really, as we've evolved as a company and as people, I think it's becoming really, really clear that you never do anything for the cash, right? I mean, that's, if you watch the Happy Agent podcast, every single top agent, it's never about money. It's all about being thankful and being actually very grateful to have the opportunity to help people get what they want. And I think
Remember, we did a Happy Agent podcast with Jackie Stone last week, and she brought up Margaret Lowe, who is one of the most gracious people I know, who's worked for us for, 15 years or more, and then retired to North Carolina. And Margaret Lowe told Jackie on like her first day in the business, if you're doing this for the money, you'll never win. If you're doing it to help people, you'll always win. And that was like her advice from the first day of business. And it started, and she remembered that now 16 years later.
Well, Dad, you of all people have attracted a ton of people that you help, right? More than anybody else I've ever seen on the planet, right? So what do you think that is from? What is the attractor there? What is the connector there? What is the grateful part of that to you?
You know what? I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic. That's the bottom line. And in order to be recovered from any substance abuse or physical abuse or anything, you have to help other people with the same kind of problems. Real estate, it's kind of interesting because right now, after all my time in real estate, there's an overwhelm that I've never seen before, even in my own life, because of the potential changes in this market that could happen, good, bad, indifferent, or whatever. And then we go into the total overwhelm of every agent and what we have to do with our agents to help them with the overwhelm that they have. The 60 Minutes thing that I watched last night was the worst one I've ever watched in my life, because they talked about the overwhelm of people, the virus, the fact that the old people are going to live really long, but they're not going to be able to remember a damn thing. And an article about Tampa and the 7,000 kids that they can't find, that they're not in school and they're not virtual or any of that stuff. And then you think ahead about, man, what about those people when they become real estate agents when they're 18 and they missed half the school and all this stuff. So I'm thankful for the time that I have around and the overwhelm that I have, and having the knowledge to help people overwhelm the overwhelm, if that makes any sense.
Well, I think what you're saying is really true. And I mean, I pride myself on being emotionally strong, and I get up early and I get very productive very quick. For both Saturday and Sunday, I woke up at 4:00 and I actually went back to bed and didn't get up until 10. And that happened 2 days in a row. And that never happens. And I was talking to somebody yesterday, they talked about the corona overload, that there's a whole thing. I don't watch the news, so I don't know any of this stuff. So this is all made up. But I mean, are other people feeling that way? Is it just overwhelm? I mean, I'm not afraid of the virus, but I'm careful of it. You know, I wear my mask when I go to the store and stuff, and then I turn around and walk back to the car and get my mask because I forgot to carry it in. And then you think about my daughters in Chicago, they're shutting down. I heard California put in curfews, and it just seems like just a lot. How about some chime in from the crowd? Are you guys feeling overwhelmed like this?
I think
most of us don't know why we have the overwhelm, and it just comes up and we get angry for something, and you say, "Why'd I get angry about that?" Well, you got angry about a news story you heard 2 weeks ago, or some stupid thing about, you just whatever.
Right.
Well, I think if you start watching anything, right, you're gonna get stressed out, because the whole point of anything that you watch is to stress you out to keep you coming back for more. That's the addiction, right? It's the addiction to the news. It's the addiction to the media. It's the addiction to the feelings, right? Because everything's emotional. So they try to get you emotionally tied so you keep coming back so they can sell ad space to the people knowing that you're going to keep coming back because they're going to talk about whoever got shot and let out at 5, right?
Right.
And now it's even worse because we're all on social media and we get these breaking news alerts throughout the day, right? If there's something bloody and gory enough or scary enough, they want to blast you out with that. So normally you just were stressed out at 6 o'clock, right? Or 11. But now you get hit nonstop throughout the day of, oh, look, somebody's having shit happen to them over here and here and here and here. And then, you know, everyone's dying. What are you going to do? Right. And I mean, that's at 8:30, 9 o'clock. It's instantaneous every time you push your button on your phone now. So I think everyone's been kind of put through the ringer, especially this year, because there's so many more stressful topics happening right now.
Yeah, but I'm going to go to awareness, right? Because when you said all those bad things, we all have a choice. I've said this 1,000 times, but I've said it once. It's not what happens to you in life. It's how you react to what happens to you in life. So when you find those things going on, you have a choice to mire in the muck or be thankful that you're not in there. I just read in a book this morning and they were talking about AA. It was Dr. Hawkins. And he was talking about enlightenment and how a new member came into the meeting and said, oh my God, my wife died. My kids got hit by a car. I lost my job and I've lost my house. And the AA member said, so what are you blubbering about? That was yesterday. Today's a new day. And I went, whoa, I think I can see Dad smile right there. That was yesterday. What are you talking about today? So we have to have the internal resolve to understand that shit happens and it's how you react to it that makes the difference rather than the event itself.
Why don't we make this relevant to the agents here and to think about helping other people in gratitude? Be grateful that you're a real estate agent and you were able to help so many people, and then think of the overwhelm that many of the people have with having to go back to work and the kids are not going back to school, or you haven't made your rent payments, or you haven't made your mortgage payments, or you want to build a new house, or you want to remodel the old one. We have to get involved in all of this stuff because it isn't just mediocre like the last 50 years. There's a big changes coming up. And half the people think the changes are going to be that the real estate market explodes in value and all that stuff. And other people are saying there's going to be a lot of foreclosures and short sales. And we're going to have to be like this psychiatrist for our clients. But how do we get on the forefront so we're first when they need help?
Well, once again, I think I'll share with you. I'm trying to find a piece of property to buy as a vacation rental. And it is overwhelming to me in my analytical brain. I found a house I can get off market. I could get it below market value and it still doesn't work. But I've got to be careful because I can't buy in a subdivision with an HOA because you have the weekly rental restrictions. I'm thinking about pre-firm versus post-firm. I don't really want to own a pre-firm house 10 years from now because the flood insurance is going to be too expensive. And all this knowledge I have in my head, are we conveying that to the public? And then I ran the rental numbers and I found a website that tells me, you know, an AVM for daily rentals. And I ran all the numbers in the damn thing. It would make $10,000 a year, but it would take $120,000 in cash to buy it. So it's an 8% return. I mean, what good is that? So what are your customers going through? Oh, and then here's the other part. The did pays on the spa. Yeah, I actually do a spa for myself. Hint, hint. The did pays on the spa were like $230 to $250 a foot. There's only 4 4-bedroom houses on the water in Apollo Beach right now. And none of them are under $700,000. But the can pays are the lowest can pay is $300 a foot. And they go up to $315 a foot. But all the did pays are $230 to $250. So what does that do? It sets up a huge challenge for appraisals. and it means we got not a lot of stuff to sell.
Craig, you're one of the most knowledgeable brokers in the country, and you're a great example of we are wonderful in giving other people advice, but when we start working to buy or sell or rent a house on our own behalf, we become sniveling little idiots because we're not able to focus on ourselves. So just realize the things that you're going through with all your knowledge, people are going through 10 times more than you.
That's why I bring it up. If I'm
Their
feeling that way,
individual
what are they
thing.
thinking?
So what do we do as an agent to start to focus on all the things, the thousands of things that are going through other people's minds to help them focus on surviving the next upturn, downturn, whatever it's going to be? How do we counsel them?
Well, this is where it's going to end up with. We have to talk to people. Now, I don't care if you talk to them at the door, if you talk to them on the phone, if you talk to them on Facebook Messenger, but somehow we have to gather and, to quote Dad, gather and transmit knowledge. Right. And that's why we do these meetings every morning. Right. We are gathering and transmitting knowledge. Chris has really good things he's bringing up. Mike has really good things he's bringing up. I have really good things to bring up. Jeff has really good things to bring up. So all we're doing is gathering knowledge. But now we have to take the transmittal part into play. Now, Jeff, you're big into the social scene. So talk about how you can transmit knowledge socially. Well, shit, I mean, I'm on video 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours a week right now, gathering and transmitting knowledge. Between Jonathan and Team Huddles, there's easy 5 or 6 hours, not to count the Zoom calls.
I was just looking through Facebook this morning and just checking out what's going on. I look at the local community pages because I like to see what's going on. And there was a post this morning from this guy said, hey, anybody know any good handyman? I got to redo my baseboards and some drywall and, get some things taken care of in my house. I don't live there, so I really need somebody I can trust. Right. And to me, that was like a huge beacon. And I hope a massive reminder to everything we've been saying the last several weeks, guys, the people that don't live here, it's even worse. Like if Craig were to buy a vacation rental in Chicago, right, it would freak him out because he can't, if a pipe burst, he can't just go down the corner to take care of it. Guys, there are so many people in our markets. We're so fortunate. All of our Orlando people watching, all of our Central Florida people watching, every Tampa Bay people. We're so fortunate. Everybody from around the world wants to buy a piece of what we're fortunate and grateful to be living in, right? So help them, right? That's where, from a grateful perspective, these guys need more help than the guy that lives here because he can run to Home Depot and ask his neighbor to help him pick up a couch, right? The people that don't live here really need a lot of help. And this is where I know people are scoring big time right now, putting massive deposits in the bank accounts of people's brains of trust, right? This is, if you're looking for new clients, you can actually pick them, right? You can pick the price point, you can pick the neighborhood, you can pick the area, you can pick everything about them and go reach out and say hi and talk with them. I'm just thankful for us being able to crank it up for an hour today, talk to 20 people that are millionaires, right? And say hi and see what you can do to bring value to their life. And with the law of reciprocity, something's going to come back to you, especially when you don't go into it wanting something back.
I think that's probably the key. It's our intention going in, which we call commission breath.
Yeah.
I have these rants lately. I see, it drives me crazy when I see people not standing up for the value that I think they have. And I'm speaking specifically to commission reductions. There is no need for us to reduce a commission on anything, anytime. We charge 3%, we should charge 3%. Right. And then, Chris has taught me this. He calls it a loyalty discount. If you need to go down, get something back for it. Okay, I'll take a lower listing commission on this one, but you have to agree to buy your next house from me. Right? It's too often. It's not too often. It's really not often at all. If you look at the hot sheets every day, you'll see we're taking anywhere from 5 to 15 listings a day. We've actually taken more listings in 2020 than we did in 2019, which I think is incredible. It really is. And of all those, I get copied on the ones that are not up to standard, and the manager gets copied too. And Jeff, how many of those do we get?
a handful a week, if that.
Not even a handful, less than a handful, like a triple, maybe 3 a week is what
Right.
we're dealing with. And
Everyone's
so if we're taking that many listings and they're all to standard, why are there some that are not? And it seems to be the same agents all the time that are doing that. So here's your hall pass. If you're giving them a discount because they're a past client or repeat client, that's great. But if you're not able to stand up for the value, there's a problem that you don't believe. And look how complicated we're just talking about all this stuff is for us as real estate people. The customers need to pay for our knowledge, and we're not overcharging anybody. And then I see these new companies coming up with a $1 in MLS. That's just an annoyance, but we have to be aware of it.
Yeah, but that goes back to you can go down major rabbit holes thinking about what other people are doing.
Correct.
And from an agent perspective and from a broker perspective. And the reality of it is completely irrelevant, because the only business plan that matters is yours, right? I could care less what anybody else is ever doing, because I've got my specific goal of what I'm personally going to accomplish this quarter, what we're going to accomplish as a company this quarter. And it doesn't matter to me what anybody else is doing anywhere, because that's it. Right. But that's the conviction. And then when you get to that point, and all of you watching, everybody, we've got some badass people in this company. I mean, you're really good, and you have us behind you, and we're actually not too bad. And you've got a great leadership team at the brand level of Century 21 International that's on the team too. And they're actually pretty good also. I mean, you've got every reason to swagger your ass into any appointment and show the value. And if they don't see it, then next, guys, it's simple. Go get it. You need one good appointment a week, right? If you go back to whatever your business model plan is right now, you don't need 7 little crappy ones that you're begging for the business for. You need one who sees your value. But if you're not prospecting, you're never going to have the opportunity for people to see your value. So I think that's the issue. And if you're not prospecting, you get a referral from somebody in the produce aisle at Publix, and you're so attached to that outcome, you're like, well, I'll do it. And yeah, sure, I'll do it at 2%, right? And then that's the problem, because you don't have anything else in the pipeline, and you get nervous because there's nothing else coming behind that, right?
That reminds me of Laura Wolf. It has really blossomed. I mean, she has just taken off. Her business has gone through the roof this year. And there was another couple that worked for us, and they went to Remax, and they lived next door to this listing, and they had gone on a listing presentation for this house before Laura, and they said they would do it for 4%. That was their value package. We'll do it for 4%. Laura went in, followed the Beggins listing system, did the whole thing, the spa, talked about the listing presentation, the video, the whole 9 yards, just like we teach. Guess what she did? She got the listing from the Remax guy who was going to do it for 4% and charge 6%, and they live next door. How awesome is that?
Well, it's the it, right? Let's dissect that sentence for a second. I want everybody's brain to go off, like mine just did too, which he said he'll do it for 4.
Mm-hmm.
You got to just blast out that it, because guys, whip them out. Our it is better than their it. It is. You just have to sell your it, because they can't do it the way you can do it, because our it is different than their it. And we, as salespeople, sell our it. That's our whole job. And our it is everything that we bring to the table, everything the company brings, everything the brand, but more importantly, it's the visual connection, it's the auditory connection, it's the kinesthetic connection, it's the D, it's the I, it's the S, it's the C. It's your ability to connect and to attract and repel and use upswings when appropriate and downswings when it's important. All of these things that roll in to package in to bring it. And that's where the value will come. And just as a short little plug, you better have December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd blocked off on your calendar right now, because that's next level you. And we're tearing into every single one of these for 3 full days. So you've got to sharpen your it. And that's the whole point. It's constant and never ending improvement on that.
Let me just comment.
Let me add something here. We started off with gratitude, and I'm the old man with 2 sons on this thing. And we're talking about overwhelm. And, Craig, you would go back to bed and sleep because of overwhelm, and you're not really sure why, but you said, I'm getting up, and then, the hell with it. I think I'll go back and lay down for a minute, and then it's 4 hours later. The overwhelm that we're having, I remember the times when you guys were growing up, and you're still growing up, and so am I. And we talk about the old primary aim. So when I recall, it's been almost a year now, you and I were sitting on an airplane coming back from Dubai or China, and we're doing a primary aim for you on a napkin.
Yep.
And it was 5 years from now, and all the personal questions and all that stuff, which got your mind kind of going, and you did what you did with it. And then with Jeff, he has 2 babies, a fairly new marriage, a house that just got a little bit trashed in a hurricane or a tropical storm or whatever it was. He's got lots of responsibilities. And I always say to you guys, what about your primary aim? So myself right now, it's scary when you're an old man and you say, what's my life going to be like in 5 years? Well, first thing, am I alive or am I dead? You know, because that's kind of questionable.
We
And
vote
if-
for
and if it's the alive thing, what do I want to be doing? And you know what, when you do that thing, the primary aim, it gets your mind out of the past and gets your mind into thinking, oh, let's think about good things. I said, if we had one thing that we offer to the hundreds of agents that we have, it's the ability to better their life by projecting ahead 5 years and then bringing it back and doing this every 3 months. If we looked at the people that are online right now and we said, how long would it take you to get a copy of your primary aim? There would be people on here that don't know what it is. If we would do one thing to make it through the next, whatever 5 years it is, it would be every one of us to, just like Peter said in that mailing he does with his staff all the time and asks the one thing they're grateful for. When you do your primary aim, you're going to have a lot of gratitude come in. So that could revolutionize our company by doing what we did to make the company successful. It's just, we'll get so much other input, we don't know what the hell to do.
That's a great point, because that cuts through the clutter, goes back to what we were just talking about. Then everything, all the clutter becomes irrelevant, because then your brain kicks in with this particular activating system and it only focuses on the stuff that gets you closer to where you want to be, and it neglects the other stuff that's not relevant. And I need to redo mine. I need to update mine. I got all kinds of stuff to update on mine.
That's a unique thing, because out of everyone that I've dealt with, you are the most in-depth primary aimer that I've ever seen, because it takes you about 6 months when you say, I'm going to do one, to where you think enough to do it. And then you do it supported with videos and proof and all that other stuff. And for a guy like you that is not very detail oriented, your primary aims get off the chart. And that's, to me, why you're so successful.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's why you get buried. Well, I've got it in form, in process. I just need to get it on a little bit better. Every one of you does too, because where I got kind of sidetracked myself is like, all right, I can't control a whole bunch of stuff right now, because I got a lot of things that are that just happen, right? But that's all bullshit, because I can control every bit of it and direct it. But then I got a lot of caught up into the 90-day focus, right? Because I absolutely can control the next 90 days, but I really don't know what the hell next 6 months is going to be. But I think if you look 5 years, I mean, I think we can all agree that coronavirus issue will not be super prevalent in 5 years from now, right? I think we think that's a fair statement. We have no clue what the market's going to be doing. We have no idea who our president will be. You have no idea what the interest rates are going to be. You have no idea what the market's going to do. You have no idea anything until you do. And then you say, okay, this is the way I'm going to be living, and I don't care how right now. This goes back to our fuck house side of the world. But this is the lifestyle that I truly, truly deserve to be living. This puts a big ass smile on my face. I think any of us in overwhelm right now, or overload, that don't have smiles on our faces. That's the difference. We just got to put down what makes it happen and draft it up.
Well, I think we can all recall times where we've manifested something into reality, right? And it happens to me all the time. The reticular activating system, the part of our brain that rules out that's not what's not relevant and attracts or brings to view what is relevant. I mean, on a daily basis now, just I'll be thinking of something and I'll see it. I'll be thinking, then I'll see it. Right. So if that power could be enhanced, then it has to start with your primary aim and your 90-day goals, right? What you're going to do this quarter. As you have these thoughts and you think about them, then you're going to start seeing them happen. Crazy things will pop in your way. You know, I coached with Matthew Ferry, and last year my Bahamas house got destroyed, right? And I didn't have insurance, right? It's $1 million house. It's gone. And so I set intentions with Matthew pretty much every time we talk, every 2 weeks. And one of the intentions we set was my Bahamas house would be, I don't remember the exact words, basically replaced with something better, right? And out of the blue, that was an intention that was set after that. And it's a very stressful time. And now I've sold the property. I've got a little positive gain, but the seller who's financing me doesn't want the cash. He wants me to keep it and invest it. How the hell does something like that happen? Right? So I'm going to spend his money, buy an investment, just keep paying him income, and I'm going to pay off an asset I'm going to buy with his money. But now I can't find what to buy.
You can get depressed about that, right?
No, but that's the power that I believe is out there. And maybe it's the fact that I believe it's out there. But if you believe that you could make an extra $20,000 this quarter, which is shit we've been talking about for long enough now, and you just keep talking about it, guess what happens? Things are going to fall into your way. Jackie Stone just posted she was having lunch at the Hurricane yesterday and was talking to a guy who was looking at real estate in Paso Roble, and she mentioned Apollo Beach, and she's got an appointment with him this week.
She's stealing our prospects.
Wait till he finds out we have no houses. Rapidly approaching your price ranges too.
Would you like some contribution from your father to add something to that beard that disappeared from you?
I know I trimmed it way too short.
Yeah, I could give you some.
Yeah, we trade. I'll just glue it on. Yeah, it really feels, it's still there, just very, very short.
So, Dad, what do you think is going to happen in the real estate market?
Oh, don't do that.
Hey, I like the answer. I want to hear it. We all need to hear it.
You know, very, very interesting to talk about here, because my primary aim is totally focusing on barrier islands, because I know that they will survive more than other parts of the country if we're going into a recession or whatever. And we were walking the beach this morning, and my next door neighbor got in a great big fight with City of Madeira Beach because there's a whole bunch of sand, about 2.5 feet of sand that backed up onto our beach. And then, so we walked the beach this morning down to Reddington, in the Reddingtons, and it looked like, and it was about medium tide, and the water was almost up to the seawall down by the hotels and stuff there. So what had happened was what we call groins in Madeira Beach had stolen the sand during the storm from the beaches up north and deposited them in front of my house and my next door neighbors and other people in the condos here, and caused a big negative with everyone because they were all hiring tractors to pull it off. And then we were thinking, walking in front of the DoubleTree, the chairs at medium tide, you can't put your chairs out in front of the hotel. So something like that, if you were just buying a beachfront home, buying Madeira Beach rather than up there, where at medium tide, you can't put your chairs out, and we have a big problem of getting rid of our sand. Well, we'll sell the sand to them and then create a new thing. But that's just a little thing that not many people know about. And then also people around the country that haven't heard about the devastation on your street in Madeira Beach, as well as other, they say 300 homes or so were trashed. And
80% of the homes in this town.
80% got water in them. Well, the repercussions of that economically are incredible. The amount of money that the subs will make, the amount of money that the furniture stores will make, the amount of monies that the owners of the property will lose, the numbers that will say, the hell with it, I'm going to build my house up, I'm going to tear my house down. But we have to learn what we want to do. My primary aim is to stay here and develop and help people here. What's yours? And when are you going to do it? And how can we motivate our people to do that? Because they get sick when we say the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah, but when you do the primary aim, you don't have to, I mean, another force goes to work, right? And maybe that's a little high holistic spiritual for the moment, but I think this group has been attracted to us as a whole tribe because you're aligned with those thoughts, guys. I mean, when you put a thought with energy and emotion and passion behind it out, watch out, right? It just comes, it happens, it works. Once you make the decision, Jan just wrote it, once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. Absolutely.
What's the first question on the primary aim? It's
5 years from
something,
now.
something, 2021. So, no, 2026, 26 almost. And I am how old? Okay, just that one question says, okay, it's 5 years from now. It's scary for a lot of people. Even more scary is when you say, and my children are how old? So with Jeff, with a 1-year-old, he's got now a 6-year-old and he's got an 11-year-old. Well, a 6-year-old and 11-year-old, raising them is a lot different than raising a 1 and a 6-year-old or 5-year-old.
Except he's 4 until January.
So don't be aging my boy. He's still 4.
So think about that. Think about what it does with your relationship, with your travel, where you live, what you do, how much you got to make, and all that other stuff. And just that one question, the first question that you ask, will cause a lot of people to say, the hell with it. I got to go make my bed and forget about where my kids are 5 years from now. And that was one of the scary things about 60 Minutes last night. They were saying with all the people around the country, these kids, we don't even know where they are. They've missed school for a year. And those that have had school aren't paying attention. I mean, shit, they're looking at their cell phone where they're supposed to be on a Zoom call. And what's going to happen to people now that as the kids are going into high school or whatever, and they've got a whole year that they've lost everything? You can complicate this forever, but you got to focus on what you're doing and what you want to do. And then you have a chance to do a replay in 90 days. First one's going to be all screwed up, but now you know damn well, Jeff, when you do one, that stuff you write down is going to happen.
Every 100% of it. Yeah. But I think
that's contagious throughout the company. I talk to agents all the time and they'll show me their boards. We're going to talk about our manager call this morning. Is getting back to the dream board, Dream It Alive, paper, magazines, whatever you want to do, but set some friggin' intentions and put it out there and make it juicy. Because you guys just walk around and talk to people that have been following us for a while and shit happens. I just love those stories. Listen to our Happy Agent podcast. You'll see these things manifesting all around you.
And back to the gratitude for a second, and how, seriously for a second, guys, take a second and realize how fortunate we are right now. Because if we decided, any one of us decided to go make an extra $100,000 by March, we can go do it. 100% positive, 100% certain, no question about it. You can go earn $100,000 extra between now and March, right? You know what to do. It's talk to people, and you know where to do it. Probably nicer homes, right? Or greater quantity of people, up your social game. You guys know the answer. That's not the point of today, right? But the point is, how thankful are you to just go say, I'm going to make 100 grand in the next 3 months? And now a lot of you might be short circuiting from that thought process, but you got to just say, stop, take a deep breath and say, you know what? That's 30 grand a month. How many deals is that? 5 or 6? Can I do 5 or 6 deals in a month? Yeah, I could. It's a lot. Craig, we have a lot of people doing 5 or 6 deals in a month. A lot.
Jeff, we had 97 people qualify for our top agent luncheon.
Which are making 6 figures and doing 25 deals a year.
Well, no, what
Cool.
they've done is they've shown the potential to do that in at least one quarter.
Correct.
So I think that's that. Just recognize that. If you had the potential to do it in one quarter, do you have the potential to do it in another quarter?
Yep.
97, that's 25% of our agent population has demonstrated the potential to do 2 deals a month or make $25,000 a quarter.
It's not even demonstrating potential. They've done it. They've done that. They've crushed it out for that one quarter.
For one quarter.
There's
Right.
no excuses. There's no threshold to be hit.
During a pandemic.
Right.
Right. And then, but half of our people have done literally nothing. And they're not watching the show, so it doesn't matter.
Right. And they like that. And that's their primary aim. As annoying as it is for us.
So say that another way. So 400 people, 97, call it 100, 25% demonstrated the potential to make over $100,000 a year, do at least 2 closings a month, which means take the 200 that did nothing and the other 100 is really what we're working with. Sorry, it's just my brain trying to analyze things.
Greg, let me ask you something. How many of our people do you think have been in real estate for over 10 years?
Oh, I'm a wild ass guess, 20%.
20%.
10 years?
10 years.
No, not that high. Maybe 15%.
Okay. So that means that 85% of our people are
I've
in
never
a
sold houses with
business.
interest rates over 6%.
They're in a business that they have no idea what it's like, because the business, when we're in recessionary times and a downturn, is much different than when prices are going up over and over and over again. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, well, this is a shocking figure. 85% of our agents have never sold a house with interest rates over 5%.
Or with a whole bunch of foreclosures and short sales on the market.
That's right.
In what market is an agent more relevant? In a downturn market when people are in trouble, or in an upturn market?
Well, I think we're relevant in all markets, but I think in a downturn market, we're more relevant.
We are. If there are 3 people on the, your inventory goes up 5 times more than it is right now, that means there's 5 times the people that are in competition for the buyer. And you got to have a good agent then. When it's going up like crazy and people can come in and buy a house full price right now and no inventory and all that stuff, they don't really need an agent. They can do it on their own. So 85% of our people don't know how valuable they can be. And, we're more looked on as salesmen in an up market. We're looked as counselors in a down market. And we got 85% of our people that don't know what industry we're in right now.
Well, I think we need to be counselors in an up market too, because I'm seeing a lot of stupid stuff going on out there. We're very involved with Zillow, or I'm very involved in Zillow. I did a panel with them last week, and I was looking up a house that was off market. So I went to Zillow to find it, like most people do. And I'll be damned. Want to sell your house? Here, ask for an agent. Want to do it on your own? Click here. Right? And now I'm seeing more and more people are putting the houses for sale on Zillow, thinking that they're actually on the market. And if we're not counseling against that, it's ridiculous. One of my neighbors just did it on Acapella. And he's probably 30 or 40,000 below what we could get him if he followed our protocol, cleaned up the house, made it nice, get the photos. We put it on the market, exposed it to the competitive bidding environment, the real competitive bidding environment, right? All he's attracting is buyers. It's realtors that have the buyers, because most realtors have buyers that are in queue somewhere in their CRM that are getting alerted when new properties come on the market. Maybe they're getting alerted to Zillow, but I doubt it, not in mass quantity. So my point is, I think we're relevant at both times, but we have to let that be known. But we deviate from gratitude again. I want to say I'm thankful for all of our agents, all of them, but I'm most thankful for those of you who tune in and absorb the content, because we work hard to provide the content. And when you actually absorb it and use it and then report back on it, God, that just makes us feel, because that's our job, right? That's what makes us feel good. We want to help you get what you want, because we've said it 1,000 times. You can have everything you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want, right? And we typically don't deal with buyers and sellers. Of course, once in a while we'll do something, but typically we don't deal with buyers and sellers. So our only way to make money is to help you make money. So thank you for all you do. And I want to say thank you to our staff too, because they really work tirelessly to get things done. They work just like you. I mean, they're not on call as much as you, but things get done on the weekends, things get done on the holidays. They're pretty much there for us all the time. So thank you to our staff as well. And our moms and dads and all that stuff.
That's right. One last business point on that, just because I think it closes the loop on that up and down market. I'm thankful that we have made the choice, right, and taken the risk to allow for the highest level of agency of single agency.
Yeah.
If we forget about this, guys, way too often, because I don't care if it's an up market or down market. There is no up or down market. If you've got a 3-2 for sale, the only relevant market to you are the other 3 2s that are comparable to yours for sale. And I don't care if it's up market, down market, sideways, doesn't matter. And it is what it is. But to be able to pull full disclosure, obedience, loyalty, and confidentiality, and truly be a badass contract ninja master ass kicking machine, I don't care what the market's doing. That's the value, and that is what's going to pay. That's what it's going to keep us relevant. I don't care what the market's going to do. That's why I need to make sure that you guys are working to up your game, so you're known as not the guy that can open a house or the girl that can open a house, but you are like the master wizard that can get people houses, right? You'll go knock it down a neighborhood and find a house, right? You will shred the other people in a negotiation. You will make sure that you don't have a financing loan approval period that goes out beyond closing date. You're going to make sure the escrow is there. You're going to make sure the loan approval, the loan lender, you've asked the questions, right? You're doing what you need to do. And guys, that doesn't happen at a lot of other places. It's so much easier for us to just phone it in and go transaction broker only, and you can't do any of this stuff. So I'm thankful that we have that tool that the majority, greater than 50% of your competition doesn't have that ability right now. So
how many agents have told me they've won a house for their buyer by using the escalation clause?
Yep.
And that came from our top agent retreat. Just hanging out in the pool, talking to people. And I mean, a lot of people said they're winning houses. Nobody's talking about that. We're superior and we deserve our fees.
Well, yes, that's the point. When you're better than other people, right? How do you become better than somebody else? You put more effort and time and energy and training and mindset and work in than other people do. You become a master of your craft. And I'm thankful for this group that does, to your point, tunes in and consumes the content, right? We got a ton of people watching live. We had a ton of people watching on Facebook at the end of the day. And then Lauren just wrote, "It ain't bragging if it's true." Good point, right? I mean, there's not another brokerage that I'm aware of anywhere that puts out a 1 hour nonstop live huddle daily, plus the multiple hours of content that we shoot out daily, plus the different channels in the YouTube and the Facebook channels and the Instagram and the LinkedIn and all the things that we're doing. Guys, I mean, we're out there busting it. And what's the best saying? We do today what others won't, so tomorrow we can do what others can't, right? And that ties back into the primary aim, because if you don't know the things that you want to do in the future, then there's no reason to wake up early and stay up late and bust your ass along the way. You can't picture the education, if you can't picture the vacations, if you can't picture the boats or the upgraded kitchens or pools, then what's the point, guys? This is a sport. This is a fun. And I'm thankful to have the ability to go just crush it if we want to. Or, you know what? Take some time off and don't crush it. That's pretty thankful for that opportunity also.
I think a lot of people have chosen that option.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some people might. this week and next week, but that's a choice, right? So I think we're thankful for that too. Dad, what are you thankful for?
I think that we offer so much that people don't know what to take. They need a goal. They need a primary aim to show them how to do the primary aim. So if we said to everyone, we would like to assist you with a primary aim if you don't have it by Friday. And if they don't have it by Friday, those names get submitted to the managers. The managers call them and say, hey, I'll give you another week to do it, or I'll help you, or whatever. That reaches out to them. We get 100% of them doing this, and the company takes off
Yep.
to outer space.
Yeah,
Very
but
simple.
they have to be serious about it. You can fill in the blanks and it's not the same.
Oh, every time that I do them with some clown that isn't serious about it, when I start asking them the real questions that are on there and go a little bit deeper, they get really serious, because this is your future. This is your now. This is your past, all put into one little exercise. And it's a company, if every major company did that wanted to be successful, you'd see the economy go crazy.
Yep.
Yep. Because we do control our own economy, which is another very thankful position that we're in.
Yeah. Something I said the other day was your salaried friends should be jealous of you because they don't have the capacity to go make extra money. They're going to get their annual salary and their little bonus, if there is one, if their business was up. And I'm thankful that we're not in the restaurant business or the dry cleaning business or a host of other restaurant businesses.
Let's take someone in the restaurant business. It's really good, and their restaurant is failing, like all of them are, because you can't make money with 50% occupancy. And those waiters or those waitresses, servers, decide to get a real estate agent and come in and compete with people like me and like you that are in our lazy mood. They're going to kick our asses, and there's going to be a lot of opportunity in the real estate business for people to come into the business. And in a downturn, more people get out of the business than come in. But you're going to see in this time, with people not paying their rent and can't eat and all the other stuff, they're going to be coming in and making the calls and going out and knocking on the doors and all the other stuff. I've seen it before, but never to the extent of what we're going to see in this next turnaround.
Good point. The popular bartender that knows everybody in town could have a serious social game pretty quickly.
Yeah,
That's right.
it's gonna beat us.
Right.
Hey, Joy, I see you're listening in. Would you, for the meeting this morning, let me know how many hires we've done in 2020 versus 2019? I'm pretty sure we're at 125 hires this year. I don't think we hired that many last year. Be curious to know.
I'd like to know how many people that have come into the company since 2012.
Yeah.
Bottom of the market.
It's very good.
Nick Wilson wrote, I spoke with one of our former agents recently, and she commented, I'm glad to see Craig still sticking to the 3%. Do you guys realize that if you charge 2% over 3%, you're taking a 33% commission split reduction? The almighty commission split. I just want to say this. We'll talk about the manager meeting today too, but I interviewed a Keller Williams teammate, and it turns out he's on a 42% commission split. Holy shit. When I told him what we do and how we do it, and that he's going to make almost twice as much money because his team leader takes a piece off the top and his broker takes a piece off the top, and he's doing 60 or 80 grand a year in gross commission, but he's only making 40. Wow, what an opportunity. Yeah, so us holding the standard to hold you to 3% is giving you a potentially 33% raise. So
I like Thomas's quote. In the alphabet, O is for opportunity.
that's right.
Absent in yesterday, available in today, and thrice in tomorrow. So never lose hope. Keep on cranking.
Yep, that's all good. All right, Jeff, we have a financial call at 10 o'clock.
Yep, 10, 11. So guys, I think Craig, put it in your email. This is a great week. Of course, you're going to take some time and hopefully and chill out a little bit, enjoy family on Wednesday and Thursday. But today and tomorrow, guys, reach out, talk to some people, say hi,
Yep.
connect, talk to 20 extra people. Just say, hey, how are you? I was just thinking about you. You'll be amazed at what that will do as long as you have something that you're working towards. So maybe start thinking about that primary aim, download it off of Dotloop, take a look at it again, dust it off, and maybe with some downtime, just think about it this weekend.
Do it with your family and on Thanksgiving if you by Zoom. Thanksgiving.
Good deal.
Oh,
All
boy.
right. Well, I think that was good, Dad. Good having you on. I think it was a
Thank
good
you for having me.
more often. What's that?
I said, thanks for having me, and I enjoyed it.
Yep, we'll do it. We'll do it more. Do it more. Guys, have a wonderful day. Go kick some butt.
Happy Monday. Oh, by the way, so we're closed half day on Wednesday. We're closed on Thursday, and staff won't be in the office on Friday. But you guys still have access with your Kissy apps. So there'll be a short week this week, but not a week.
But people are still monitoring inputting, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's all good. We can still get your deals in and listings live. So excellent, guys. Have a wonderful day.
All right.